Hello, and welcome to Fyrehouse Ranch, both the place in Wurm and the channel on YouTube. This is a real quick video just to kind of introduce you guys to Wurm Unlimited. Um, this is on the DeadWorld server, so a big shout out to Gayoku for setting the server up for us. You're more than welcome to come join us. Right now we are in the bunkhouse at Fyrehouse Ranch, a place where you can sleep and get a sleep bonus for being there. Also got a couple basic things, including a little merchant who sells food, which you won't need during your first 24 hours of play, but you will need after that. And I'm just going to show you around the ranch. This is Buttercup, my horse. So we can get around a little quicker. Across from the bunkhouse is the barn, of course. Inside we have all sorts of storage and carts hanging out. This will soon be a bakery and a little garbage pit. Some flat land where you can put some crops. And over here we have a little amphitheater with an altar. We do have a priest on the server. He's not a full priest yet, but when he is, he'll be doing little sermons in there. The nearby town of Liticania, which is the starting town, where if you do join us here, you'll start there if you're on the Horde of the Summoned. Now, Wurm Unlimited, or at least this map and server, has 3 kingdoms set up. 2 are kind of going. We still need pioneers to come out and start up the 3rd one. Up here on the right is Trek Settlement by a good friend of mine, Zimzors. He's kind of starting to set up his pastures now, and he's got his house going. You can see he has a couple of cows already and some pigs. A few horses and some bulls, and a lot of open land. I can't wait to see what he does there. Over here on the left is a dungeon. You can see there's a large aged champion troll there. Is for players who are somewhat established or very small groups. Oh, there's a big bear up there too. And this area here is a PvP area. So other kingdoms can come to try and raid our dungeon and you can fight here, but generally speaking it is a PvE server. So do know that. And there's plenty to do. Just trying to survive against the environment here. In the distance you can see the ranch. Well, you can't right now. But there it is, it's over there. Let's see, Gayoku's shop is down this way. It's got a couple rare items and a decent price for them. Once you get established, you can buy yourself a merchant, and whatever your trade is going to be, you can sell through that merchant, which is kind of neat. The economy's just getting started on this server, so there is some buying and selling already starting to happen. And here's Gayoku's settlement over here by the ocean. And what I'm going to be doing on this channel, I had actually got it set up for different games, but I think I'm going to start with this game. And I'm going to do a couple of very basic tutorials because there's a steep learning curve in this game. There's his merchant there, and a nice pretty ocean. He's got a little sailboat going already. And it looks like a rowboat too. And that hole over there is most likely his mine. The neat part about Wurm Unlimited is the seasons. We just ended winter and went into spring, and I guess we're coming right up around summer now. does change. Like in spring, all these cherry trees had cherry blossoms on them. And in the winter, everything was covered in snow. It can be hard to survive out here if you're founding the kingdom. I was one of the first ones out here on Horde of the Summoned. But once you have some settlements established and it pushes back the monsters a little bit, it gets a little bit easier to get started. So Horde of the Summoned is a good place if you want to come join our little kingdom area. The other kingdoms are good too if you want to be a pioneer and a trailblazer. This is Sunray's establishment over here. He's got it looking good. And any second now, there we go. He's going to build a ship here. It's not close to the ocean, but I do have a ship mover, so I'll be able to help him get it over there. That tower on the hill over there is part of my ranch tower. And that big mountain there is going to have a path to the top of it. And that's being built by our soon-to-be priest, Tausk. And right now that's very lucrative for everyone because he's buying as much dirt as he can in order to build that path up there. It's about halfway done. I'm going to sneak across the field here. This little house here was a point of interest the server had put in. It's a clay storage house, which is just a little way of the server marking a place for us to get clay. And it's been raided and it's starting to fall apart. Over here we have the Emporium, which is Tausk's settlement. Excuse me. There's a Viking Nar and his ship, the Wave Crasher. And he's got his merchant set up here, and uh-oh. Looks like he was killed at some point. And over there's the mountain, and you can see the path that's starting to go all the way up it. And the view from up there is pretty neat. Oh dear. Old Margus died here too. He's got a burial at sea. Looks like there might have been a battle of some sort over there. And that would have been an environment battle. The area here was invaded, I want to say, 2 nights ago by one of the gods from one of the other areas. And I wasn't online for it, it was just shame. It sounded like it was pretty neat. But they summoned a couple of creatures and came in and started tearing up the place. They didn't do any real damage to the buildings, but that's because we had a couple of people on to defend it. And the towers, of course, all have tower guards. This is Zim's tunnel. Makes it much easier to get from my ranch to where all the other people are at. Forgive the jerkiness. That is not the game. That is me. Trying to pan relatively slowly. I don't know about y'all, but when I'm watching other Let's Plays, I hate it when the camera jerks around quickly and I didn't really get a chance to see what they were looking at because they were familiar with it. This is the other side of my ranch. We've come complete full circle. That's the ranch big house. It is still work in progress in the interior, but I will get around to showing you guys that another time when it's finished. Oh, there's one of my horses. That looks like a black horse. That must be one of the new foals. I'll have to check that out later. It's very exciting. We didn't have any black horses. They're very hard to find. It looks like now we do. And up here is a little meditation path. Fountain for people to get water. And like I said, this was just a little introduction. If you are interested in it, please leave a thumbs up so I know people are out there and want to see this. And I'll probably get a tutorial going in the near future, maybe even later today. First one is going to be about the user interface. Not very exciting, I know, but once you know how to get around that, everything else will seem easier. And here we are at the top of my guard tower. There's Tosk's place over there and his boats. On the far end, just out of render distance, is Sonny's place with the boat he's making. And there's the dungeon. If we look off of Zim's Leap here, there's Zim's place with his boat and his pier starting to come together nicely. For as basic a game as it is, which is wonderful because it runs very easily on my computer. It doesn't overload or overheat the graphics card like I was playing 7 Days to Die, and it could do it, but sometimes we had a little issue where it'd have to shut down and cool down for a bit. And the other one, which escapes me at the moment, oh yes, Ark, which is another beautiful game, but it really worked out my graphics card. And when all 4 computers here were up and running, it would heat the room. And here's the other side. There's the workhouse. Don't know if I showed you that. It's next to the barn. If you become a citizen, you get access to it. And there's lots of nice things in there to help you along your way to crafting until you can establish your own settlement. And down here, a little harbor. And the original entrance to my mine. Well, there you have our little area. There's lots more neat things on the insides of the buildings, but that will have to wait for another time. The Harbor Master's in there. He's another one of my merchants that can sell certain building items and things. We're still getting set up, but we'd love to have more players on the server. It's the DeadWorld server. If you do have Wurm Unlimited and you want to hop in and start building, I'm a builder type myself, so I like building points of interest, like the amphitheater and in the ranch. Tosk is more of an adventurer, explorer type, so he's always going out to the far reaches of the land and finding neat things and bringing them back to us. And, of course, fighting creatures and whatnot. I'll warn you ahead of time, there is a steep learning curve to the game. But once you learn it, it's kind of neat because you can build and do just about anything you want. It doesn't have a great combat interface like you'd have on World of Warcraft or the other survival games. But it's fully functioning and ready to go when you are. So thank you for watching. Leave a thumbs up if you liked it. Feel free to subscribe to the channel. I will be having the tutorials start to come out here in the near future. And have a great day and be safe.